The following is a feature presentation of our nation's sports show. Week 1 of the NFL's regular season for 2025 is in the books. Tonight, on the nation's sports show, we recap the first full weekend of action in the National Football League season for 2025. Tonight, we recap the opening game at Lincoln Financial Field, featuring the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, facing their NFC East rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. Tonight, we also recap the first international game that took place on Friday night in Sao Paulo, Brazil, featuring the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. On the Sunday schedule, there were some close games that took place, including a classic already in the books that will go down as one of the best games played this year in the NFL season for 2025. On Sunday Night Football, it was Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills facing Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in a AFC divisional round rematch from last year's playoffs in a game that was absolutely bonkers. Just when you think you have seen it all, you ain't seen nothing yet. Tonight, we also bring to you our Week 2 prediction battles for this week's games, plus the latest breaking news in the NFL, and so much more. It's showtime.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right, everybody, it is once again Tuesday, and you know what that means? It is our Nation Sports Show. What's going on, everybody? I am Ezra Vickery here. No, it is not the disembodied voice from the land of Oz. It is yours truly. I'm still dealing with camera issues right now and can't be physically on camera right now because my other camera actually sucks. But once I get a new camera, I'll get this straightened out. But for now, you can listen to this. I'm not going to copy fully expected, but thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. We got a big show for you tonight, as always. Of course, NFL Week 1 in the books. We're going to discuss that and some of the big games, some of the moments throughout this past week. And then Week 2 predictions will be later tonight. Kevin and Joey will not be joining us tonight. They have sent in their picks. But at 7:10, around 7:10 p.m., we will have the great Hijacker Mike, the host of Smoke in the Bay, will be with us to give his picks for this week. So it's going to be a fun show. We got other news to get into. We had some breaking UFC news earlier this week that we're going to get into as well. Some of it fans love, some of it fans hate. We'll get into that. We'll get into, of course, any NBA news, any MLB news, as we head into the hunt for October here, as we get ready to wrap up the regular season in the major leagues. But all that to be said, let's get to the ways you can interact with us here, and that is at Owen_Sports Show on X and Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.com, all at our Nation Sports Show. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. with your friends and family. Interact with us in the YouTube. That's where you can post your pics and comment on anything we're going to talk about. Also, don't forget to like the Nation's Corner, the Nation's Corner on Instagram and everywhere and other parts of the world, including Nation's Corner everywhere else on Instagram, YouTube. Like their show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It is all about professional wrestling. Another thing that we love on the show as well. And the guys and gal, including the greatest tag team in the history of wrestling shows, that is two breasts and one leg, are going to be talking all things pro wrestling. And after a big week with the return of AJ Lee, with the challenge set for WrestlePalooza, with Brock and Cena set for that as well, and AEW All Out Toronto slowly building its way to fill in the card, they're going to get into all of that and everything else in the world of pro wrestling. So join them 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific every Saturday on youtube.com/Nation's Corner. And don't forget to follow at Two Sweet Cosplay across all socials. We are currently right now on a little bit of a break from the cosplay stuff. We'll actually on a break from the Comic-Con scene as it's kind of slowed down. Some of us will be attending Days of the Dead. There'll be no booth, but it'll be in late November near Thanksgiving weekend. They're going to have some, of course, it's mostly horror personalities, but musicians too, including former Slipknot percussionist Chris Fain and legendary Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley, as well as 3 great wrestling personalities: Soraya, formerly Paige, Scarlett Bordeaux, and Killer Cross will be there as well. So if you're in the Schaumburg area, Schaumburg, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, go to daysofthedead.com to get your tickets and to buy any VIP tickets, any sort of photo ops or autograph tickets. Some will have them at the table. I'm sure Killer Cross and Scarlett and Paige, Soraya will. So go to daysofthedead.com. It is usually at I believe it's at the Hyatt Renaissance Hotel in Schaumburg off the corner of Meechin and Gulf Road. Check it out. It's one of the great conventions. It's where I met Alice Cooper many years ago. All right, enough spiels, enough plugging stuff I don't get paid for, enough boring you guys. Let's get to the show. And right now it is a 2-man team, which will become a 3-man team. And you know what? Can't do it without this guy. He's my heavy metal brother from North Kakalaki. He truly is one of a kind, just like Rob Van Dam. And he's not a sucker, unlike Booker T and his commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, Big Stevie Wyand. What's up, man?
What is going on? Yes, I am not a sucker, unlike Booker T's god-awful commentary, which we're not going to get into that. I'm going to try to refrain from going off about that, but...
I'll let you know when NXT starts so you can listen in.
Well, I think I will happily decline, because I'm not going to go crazy with Booker's commentary. But anyways, but...
that was hysterical.
Oh, God, yes, it is hysterical when it does happen. But I tell you what was great before we get into all of the NFL stuff, and we are so excited to be here tonight, recapping the first full week of the NFL's regular season for 2025-26. And we are going to get into the opening game with the Eagles and the Cowboys, and also the Chargers and the Chiefs in Brazil. And of course, that classic Sunday night game with the Bills and the Ravens, and all that in between. But I do have to bring this up before we get into the sports stuff. Shout outs to Nuno Betancourt, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Youngblood, and the rest of those guys for Adam Wakeman on keys, and also Extreme's drummer. I don't have his name. Kevin, can't think of his last name. But the current drummer of Extreme. Everybody during that Aussie tribute on Sunday absolutely crushed it. It was amazing.
Yes, I do agree, Stephen. It was one of the best tributes that I've ever seen. It was phenomenal. Youngblood looked like a rock star out there, no shirt on, swinging his hair, just out there, acted like a true punk, a true rock star from the UK. Kind of similar, very similar in a way to kind of like an Ozzy meets Billy Idol in a sense. His vocals are very different, but he was great out there. And of course, Nuno from Extreme. I mean, he's one of the best guitarists on the planet and doesn't get enough credit. He's a virtuoso. And of course, I mean, Adam Wakeman was Ozzy's keyboardist for many years, especially the last few years with Patient Number 9 and Ordinary Man. And then, of course, I mean, the Toxic Twins themselves, Joe and Steven, especially Steven. The man blew out his vocal cords a year and a half ago. And that man's out there screaming, doing his thing, still up there, singing, especially a song like Mom, Mom Coming Home, which isn't not a totally easy song to sing. But it was truly very emotional to watch. And Ozzy would have been extremely proud of those guys, especially Youngblood, who was Ozzy's mentor. And he wore the cross necklace that Ozzy wore for many years that he gave to Youngblood on stage that night. So it was a fitting tribute. Everybody involved. Nuno was the musical director behind everything.
Yes, he was.
So definitely want to send our thanks to MTV, thanks to the Osborne family, for this, and thanks to everybody who performed for this awesome tribute. So that was fun. But man, we got a lot to get into, and I want to start off with this. It's a little bit polarizing because of what it is and where it's going to take place. But people have certain feelings about it, and if you feel that's one way, good. If you feel that way, good. Other way, okay. That's your prerogative. And that is that earlier this week, it was announced that it is officially confirmed. June of 2026, the UFC will have an event at the White House.
Whoa!
The UFC will. Yep.
Wow.
And that the cage will be on the White House lawn. Will be on the South Lawn. Possibly the entrances for the fighters could come from the Oval Office. And weigh-ins are expected to take place at the Lincoln Memorial.
That is very interesting because that is one of a kind right there. No pun intended. I mean, the fact that you're going to have a UFC event taking place at our nation's capital, at the White House, like, again, no matter where you stand politically, I don't care where you stand. That is very historical.
Yep, and they're planning the event to be closer. The event still will take place in June. They wanted to originally have it on July 4th, as I believe it'll be the nation's. Let me see. I think it'll be the nation's 200. Yeah, it would be the nation's like 250. Yeah, like the nation's 250th birthday, or
Amazing.
something like that.
Amazing.
But of course, they're not gonna be able to do that on July 4th because of other things going on. So they decided to move back to June. Other details are not available right now, including who will be fighting, as it is super early and we still have at this point 9-10 months until that fight happens. There will be, I'm sure, some sort of super card, the 2 or 3 championships on the line. But we'll find out. We'll find out more as it gets closer. So keep an eye out on UFC's social media, and of course all the different MMA websites, as well, and our nation's sports show. We'll be talking about it as it gets closer. So pretty cool deal. Congratulations to the UFC. Yeah, it'll commemorate the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States. So that's just confirmed. But yeah, it was rescheduled from July 4th due to logistical reasons. So but yeah, that's a pretty big announcement on that end. Also, I believe it was confirmed a big fight announcement, if I'm not mistaken, coming up. Checking right now. Let's see. Oh, let me see here real quick. Sorry, guys, about the delay here.
And that reaction about the event with the White House, for me, that's a natural reaction because that's my first of hearing it. That is crazy.
And of course, right now the biggest thing is UFC is currently working right now. To work on a big fight, which will be Kayla Harrison, the famed judo champion, who's now a UFC champion. They're working on a fight between her and the upcoming UFC Hall of Famer, the Lioness Amanda Nunes.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens. But moving on, we got a lot to get into, especially in the world of the NFL. I do want to get into some NBA news first, though. And one of the big ones that came out today, Bruce Shamsharania, is that Bulls point guard Josh Giddey has signed a 4-year, $100 million contract, all of it guaranteed, with no trade options and no team options. And Josh Giddey was a godsend for us last year, so definitely
Yes,
happy to keep him around as a fan of the Bulls and all that. Definitely happy for that. But also too, let's see here real quick. Oh yeah, we recently had the Hall of Fame. We recently had the Hall of Fame, and congratulations to everybody who got in. Carmelo Anthony, Danny Crawford, Mickey Arison, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, Billy Donovan, and of course Dwight Howard. And also Adrian Wojnarowski.
A nice, well-deserved class.
Yes, congratulations to everybody who got their jackets and got inducted this past week. What a great moment for those guys. And that's pretty much it. Of course, it's been quiet. Obviously, we're only 1 month away from the start of the season. And, things will start heating up when the preseason comes up. So when that comes in, we'll get you guys all squared away on that. Now to the NFL. We had a great slate of games over the past week, and we're going to clip in the news as we go through each game. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to the NFL here, NFL.com. We're going to go back to our slate of games from week 1 here that we just had. Come on. And of course, we're going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And usually when it comes to Cowboys games, we usually pretty much rip them in the shreds. This time, we can't. We can't do that. Because we will say Dak Prescott did a hell of a job. He had one of his best games that we've seen from him in a little bit. He was 21 of 34 with 188 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns from the rushing squad. But the biggest problem in the game was incomplete passes to CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was having trouble catching balls. I'm not going to do the CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee ball joke right now. Obviously, we'll do it sometime in the show or whatever, but look, Lamb was not focused or whatever the case may be. He was not able to catch those balls that should have been caught that Dak had on him, and they were on the money. And then one of the biggest catches was the final one on the 4th and 3, which led to the Eagles winning the game. And that was, he had the option to either throw to CeeDee Lamb deep down the field, or he had a man open on a slant route. Instead of getting the first down and then continuing to run the clock and keep going down the field, instead he decided to throw the deep ball CD couldn't catch it. Game over. And of course the Eagles did not play well this game either. They did not look like the Super Bowl champions. Obviously, they lost a good amount of their players for free agency. It's a completely different team from what it was last time. Steven, what are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, it's honestly, I think, pretty simple to analyze this because both Philadelphia and Dallas, and let's be honest, a lot of these teams during week one had a lot of drop balls and a lot of misplays because teams back then used to play their star players 3 out of the 4 preseason games, like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, back then Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, you name it. Like these guys, Brett Favre, were getting their reps in during the preseason because you have to get your reps in no matter what because you can train and be prepared and all this type of stuff, for a game. But when it comes down to crunch time, you got to be ready to roll. And when you look at the way Dallas played and the way Philly played, now I will argue that the flow of the game for almost 3 quarters was really good until the weather delay. And then that weather delay was extended for about an hour and some change because of lightning in the area and rain and all this sort of stuff. So that right there took the flow out of the game. So both teams were playing, I thought, pretty solid, although there were still some notable miscues by both teams. Now, the only thing with Dallas that I'm going to be very critical about, honestly, it's their defense. Because, yes, they did a really excellent job at spying on Saquon Barkley. But you have to stop Jalen Hurts. Not just throwing the ball, but also the threat of him running the ball. And the Cowboys did their homework on Saquon Barkley, but they did not do their homework on Jalen Hurts. Now, you talked about Dak, and I thought Dak, had a very solid game. He didn't turn the ball over. Clean game as far as that is concerned, so that's good. Him and CeeDee Lamb were connecting on several passes early on in the game, but as the game, inched closer and it figuratively and literally in the deep waters of the pool, of the game, that deep in the game, the pressure's on, and CD dropped a couple of passes, especially that first one that he dropped. That was a great throw by Prescott. There's nothing better you can do with that because Prescott put it right on the numbers and he just flat out dropped it. And the one thing that I am definitely concerned with Dallas going forward this season, it is the lack of a running game. Now, they do have Miles Sanders, an ex-Philadelphia Eagle, who was on that Super Bowl team that went to the Super Bowl in 23 and faced the Chiefs. And Miles Sanders did have a good year for the Eagles that year. He had over 1,100 yards, rushing yards. So he had a great year. Can he do it with Dallas? Possibly. Maybe. Only time will tell. But the only thing I will say about Prescott that was a little nitpicky for me is I understand you saw the lot, and I agree with Kevin's assessment in our chat when he talked about how he liked that Prescott was going for the one-on-one matchup with the defensive back that they were barbecuing up all night long, and CeeDee Lamb had a wide open one-on-one, throw it up, catch it, see if you can do that, but he dropped it. The one thing I'm going to be a little nitpicky on is that last one, because he should have played for the down because it was 4th and 3. And you pointed this out, Marks pointed this out, and everybody else watching this game pointed this out, that he had a wide open slant when one of the other receivers was running a slant route. He was wide open. Nobody was covering him. He throws that and catches it. It's a first down. And then you can go for the deep ball for all I care. I don't care. But again, I mean, both teams I thought played pretty well, but you can tell that there were some miscues because of the lack of playing in preseason. And It was a pretty good game. Not a bad game. At least it wasn't a blowout. But Philly had a good scheme with rushing Jalen Hurts all the time because Dallas couldn't stop him. And I'm Dallas. You got to have a better spy on that quarterback because, especially if it's a dual threat, because some of those lanes that Jalen Hurts had were so wide open, even Peyton Manning could have ran through them or Tom Brady could have ran through them. That's how wide open they were. But props to the Eagles. Good win.
Yep. Good win for them.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And then we continue down. Of course, we had the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers. Chargers were able to sneak out a win 27-21.
Yes, and this was one of the stunners of week 1. And Patrick Mahomes
week was 6-11.
Yeah. And Patrick Mahomes, he did not look like the Patrick Mahomes of old because his numbers have been regressing the last couple of years. And also, and we're going to get to this here in a few seconds, but there was also a very significant injury that took place during that game. And hopefully Xavier Worthy will make a speedy recovery.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy unfortunately got ran into by Travis Kelce on a slant route. And when he did, he unfortunately injured, I believe it was his shoulder, right?
Yes, he dislocated the shoulder.
Yeah, he dislocated his shoulder, and Worthy's going to be out for a significant amount of time. So we definitely send our best to Worthy. And I know a lot of people were making jokes about it, about, Kelce and Swift and blah, blah, blah. But look, despite all that, it's an accident. Shit happens. We've seen players roll up on other players' ankles. We've seen people accidentally hit each other going in for a tackle. It's football. It happens from time to time. So, it's nothing more than just an accident, a miscue, and we can move on from that.
Now, the one thing with Kansas City that I am definitely concerned with is that defense because, good God almighty, did Justin Herbert look like the stud that he is. I mean, Justin Herbert he had a field day all day. He was hitting his receivers, scoring touchdowns, just doing his thing, and just played a great game. And if I'm Kansas City, I'm a little concerned because there is a good possibility you could be 0-2.
See?
And now, I will make a point too that the traveling internationally, 9 hours, not being at your home field, that also can play a factor too. But these are professionals. They don't make excuses. And let's go out there and play the game. I mean, Kansas City, another hole in their offense that's going to have to be figured out quickly is who are they going to have besides Hollywood Brown to be that number 2? Because, again, Travis Kelce's getting up there in age. And also, Rashee Rice is going to be out for another 5 games because of his violation with the NFL rules or protocols or something like that, but he got suspended. So they're facing adversity. Now, can they recover? Possibly. Because, I mean, this is Andy Reid. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is Travis Kelce. This is the Chiefs culture. They have not started, and here's also a very interesting statistic. They have not started 0-2s since 2014. And that was way before, obviously, Mahomes got there.
Mm-hmm. We also had the Tampa Bay Bucks squeaking out this game against the Atlanta Falcons, 23-20.
Oh, that was a great game.
I did not watch the whole game. I only watched the last little bit once one of the other games we're going to talk about later, the Commanders game came to a close. Once that came to a close, they turned that in on Fox. And I caught the ending of it. I will give a lot of credit to Michael Penix Jr. He did a great job, especially in those the last minute or so in that game. He couldn't miss.
He could not miss. He was throwing some zingers in there. I'm like, man, he's throwing some dimes down there. Like Penix had a cannon for an arm. He was
looking really good, and then they missed that kick, which ended up costing them. But I mean,
even Baker Mayfield, he looked pretty good out there. I'm like, man, even though it's not, even though it's not their games that they had last year, but Baker Mayfield was making some throws too. I mean, and he had a couple of really good touchdown passes on Sunday afternoon in Atlanta. Like, this was an overall really good game. And Atlanta and Tampa Bay are going to be fighting, scratching, and clawing for that NFC South title.
yep. Baker Mayfield had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And also Michael Penix had 1 touchdown. But of course the rushing touchdowns. We had a rushing touchdown from Penix himself. And then a receiving touchdown, of course, came from Brian Robinson. So, I mean, overall, a great game on that front between two.
And that Robinson touchdown was the first play from scrimmage. So there's that.
Yep, absolutely. And then we had, this is a game that you, me, and Joey, who was on for just a little bit as he was heading home, discussed. And that was the Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns, the battle of Ohio. Here, it was a close game, which, to be honest,
this was surprising.
This shouldn't have been that close. I don't know what's going on inside the head of Joe Burrow, but he's definitely not Joe Cool right now. It's not. It doesn't look good. I just don't see what's going on. I mean, he got sacked 3 times, only had 1 touchdown, 14 of 23 for 113 yards. It did not look good for him. The rushing team only had, between Joe Burrow and all that, they only had 22 carries or 23 carries for 46 yards. And somehow they were able to squeak that out of a team that they really should have blown out, and that's the Cleveland Browns. But I'm going to give the Browns all due respect to Joe Flacco. I mean, man threw for almost 300 yards, 31 of 45, threw 2 picks, got sacked twice, and only had 1 touchdown. But I mean, neither team had record-breaking numbers or anything like that, but this game shouldn't have been as close as it was.
And what's also a very damning statistic is Cincinnati in the second half only had 7 yards of offense. No, you did not hear me stutter. 7 yards of offense. That is absolutely crazy. And you cannot win an NFL game with statistics like that, because Cincinnati is very fortunate that they got off to Schneid and they were able to win a game, because they have lost their last 2 opening games the last 3 years combined. And if they want to make it to the Super Bowl like they did in 2021-22 season, they're going to have to get off to better starts and perform at a high level, because you paid T. Higgins, you paid Jamar Chase, the big numbers, the big boy numbers. Time to step it up, fellas.
You even raised the salary of Trey Hendrickson for this year, so to appease him until he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So, but moving on to the next game, man, this was a game I did not expect to go, and that was the Colts and the Dolphins.
What the hell was that?
33-8. I mean, Daniel Jones.
Who?
22 of 29. 272 yards. He only threw 1 touchdown. But the man also had 2 rushing touchdowns added to that.
Daniel Jones. Who? Yeah, that. Daniel Jones.
The guy who ran away from ghosts in New York.
Daniel Jones. What? The guy that runs from ghosts? What? The guy that has happy feet when he runs in New York? No. Yes, that is the same Daniel Jones that we're talking about. But this Daniel Jones looked like a credible quarterback for once. This guy had all the confidence in the world to sling that bad boy. And I'm like, where did this guy come from? Like, did he...
Steven, you want to talk about statistics? He had a quarterback passer rating of 115.9. which is one of the best in the league.
That is crazy. I mean, this guy could not miss. It was unbelievable.
And
And
you talk about Tua, dude.
oh god, he was terrible.
Dude, 14 to 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times.
Ooh. Tyreek Hill only had 4 catches.
Speaking of Tyreek Hill, news broke about Tyreek Hill that he may be going to court over domestic violence allegations from his ex-wife.
Oh boy.
So we may see Tyreek Hill sitting on the sideline for a little bit until this gets resolved, because as we know, the NFL has a zero tolerance policy on domestic violence.
And it wouldn't surprise me, and I'm calling it right now, it would not surprise me if Miami cuts him.
We'll see what happens. Obviously, innocent until proven guilty. So, but yeah, crazy game that was. And then, of course, I mean, this is obvious. Jacksonville beats Carolina 26-10. Carolina's still trash.
The Aints still trash. Arizona, led by their Call of Duty expert and Kyler Murray, got it done.
Yep,
New Orleans is going to suck. Carolina's going to suck. I mean, just.
And then the Raiders. So let's talk about the Raiders.
Yes.
They pull out 2013 win over the Patriots. I mean, excuse me, looking at stats. Once again, I love looking at stats. Geno Smith, 24-34, 362 yards passing.
Not a bad day.
One touchdown, 1 interception, four picks, or 4 sacks, quarterback passer rating of 102.8.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
But Bowers was the star of the show.
Of course he was. He's one of the best tight ends.
Dude, 5 catches for 103 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Jacoby Myers, 8 catches, 97 yards. Tucker, 2 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
And their latest rookie got on the board with a touchdown.
Yes, he did. A lot of great stats coming from that. And then you have, unfortunately, Drake May. I mean, he had a great passing day, but they just couldn't connect. They just couldn't get it done. 30 of 46, 287, with a quarterback passer rating of 80.6, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 4 sacks. Hendrickson only had 5 catches for 27 yards. And speaking of that, we'll get into that in just a little bit with another game when we're talking about connections. Oh, yeah, let's talk about, real quick, going back to the Eagles game. The first time that Jalen Hurts targeted A.J. Brown was with a minute and some change left in the fourth quarter. And I will credit that to making sure that the runners, the containment of certain people like Saquon and AJ was done well by the Cowboys defense. Otherwise, they sucked at stopping Jalen Hurts. But AJ Brown did not get targeted until minutes of change left in the fourth. Just wanted to point that out real quick. Then we obviously had, you mentioned about Arizona and Pittsburgh. We know that, or Arizona and the Saints. Then we got a game that was unbelievably close. Aaron Rodgers' debut as a Steeler, taking on his old team, the Jets, winning by only 2 points.
This was a great game by both teams.
I agree. And I mean, once again, looking at the stats, 22 of 30, 244 yards for Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns, sacked 4 times, but with a quarterback passer rating of 136.7. One of the best rating, probably the best rating in the league, probably is what I'm going to say. You had said those 4 touchdowns. I mean, you had Metcalf with 4 catches, 83 yards. Austin, 4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. He was picking and throwing to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
4 different players on that team, 4 different receivers had a touchdown each. He was spreading the ball around, which is great. That's the way it should be done. But
And he looked very
Justin Fields,
comfortable.
he did. He didn't look
And
out of
Justin
place.
Fields did too. And Justin Fields looked comfortable too. Good God, he was good.
Yeah, 118 yards only, or 218 yards passing, but he had a quarterback rating of 119.13. One touchdown, only one sack throughout the entire game. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Hall had 19 carries for 107 yards. And his receivers look good too. Wilson, 7 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. I mean,
And that kid they drafted, I don't got his name right in front of me, but that kid that they drafted, that's their tight end now, that had a catch in the game, that dude is going to be a stud.
I believe it's Wilson.
No, Garrett Wilson's the wide receiver.
Oh, well, there's Hall, there's Johnson, Taylor, Reynolds, and Ruckert as the receiving core.
I believe the tight end only had one catch.
Okay, let me go back. Sorry guys, we do this on the fly, so mind you on that. Okay, so that might be Taylor then.
Yes, I think it is Taylor. Yes.
He had 1 catch for 20 yards.
That sounds about right. Yeah, he is going to be a stud. Like just threw it up, caught it, on the numbers. Just Justin Fields had confidence in this game. He looked really comfortable in the pocket and just doing his thing. And the O-line did pretty solid at protecting him. I mean, 1 sack, that's not bad. It's better than 4, better than 5, better than 7. And just he put up some good numbers, but it just wasn't good enough. I mean, when you got Aaron Rodgers on your team and other guys, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, when he is on his game, man, if he keeps this up, and I don't know if he will, but if he can keep this up, he looked like the old Aaron Rodgers, turning back the clock, just dropping some passes in the bucket.
That's a scary thing for a lot of teams in that division.
Yes, it is. And the fact that you have a credible quarterback for Pittsburgh for the first time since Ben Roethlisberger, that right there is a scary sight to behold.
I agree. Next game is, of course, the game I watched completely, and that was the Commanders and the Giants. Jaden Daniels, 19 of 32, 33, 1 touchdown. He got sacked 3 times, but man, he looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 carries for 68 yards as well on the ground.
He has not lost a step.
Yep. Got
almost 300 total yards of scrimmage. That is absolutely insane.
Yep. And who looked amazing in his debut, and that is Deebo Samuel.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He looked like the old Deebo Samuel of the 49ers. 7 carries for 77 yards. So 11 yards a carry. And he was doing pretty damn good, man. He started off a little rough, but once he got acclimated out there, he looked like the Deebo Samuel from the San Francisco 49ers of old. He looked good.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Scary Terry, he didn't get a lot of targets, but he got some decent yardage, 27 yards on 2 carries. And Zach Ertz had the 1 rushing touchdown, or 1 receiving touchdown, excuse me. And in Deebo, of course, Deebo and Krosky Merritt both had the rushing touchdowns for the game. And the Giants, oof.
Ooh, is right.
Russell Wilson had a rough go. 8 carries for 44 yards on the ground. He had 8 carries for 44 yards on the ground and 17 of 37, 168 yards. No touchdowns at all. They had 2 field goals they made, and that's all they were able to do, man. That defense of the Commanders was just too much for them. And then, of course, we had the Broncos that took on the Titans, won 20-12. Bo Nix looking pretty good on the Denver Broncos, of course.
Yep.
starting to really become a force there over in Denver. I'll say that much. And then we had the San Francisco 49ers get by with the win over the Seattle Seahawks. And it was a little bit of a rough game for both teams, especially the Niners. Obviously, injuries happened. Juwan Jennings injured his shoulder during the game, had to be pulled. George Kittle injured his hamstring. He's out for the next 4 weeks on IR. And then, of course, the big story, and that is the missed kick and the block punt, the block kick from Jake Moody. And now we can confirm that Jake Moody has been released and waived by the San Francisco 49ers.
Jake Moody, quite possibly, is one of the worst kickers I have ever come across in a little while. Like, this guy has the accuracy of a kicker, like Zach Wilson has the accuracy of a quarterback. Like, it is so pathetic, it's not even funny. I mean, how in God's name are you missing 30-plus yard kicks? A 30-yard field goal. I mean, come on. A 36-yard kick. I mean, this guy could not hit the broadside of a barn if his life was on the line. I mean, honestly, San Francisco.
You're blind.
Yes.
That's not even a joke. That's a fact.
I mean, Jake Moody, it's almost like his confidence went out the door when he was struggling. And I'm sorry, even when he was struggling last year, I honestly would have cut his ass immediately because good grief, he was missing kicks left and right. I'm like, how does he still have a job?
Yeah, I'm still wondering the same thing. But, oh wait, that's right. He doesn't have one. But yeah, there's a lot of injuries to that Niners organization. And also, too, we found out that Brock Purdy has both a shoulder and a toe injury, with the toe injury being the worst part of it. He's expected not to play this week coming up. So they'll have to play with their backup. And your guys' backup is... I'll say, do you know who your backup is, Steven? I don't remember.
I do not. Let me pull it up.
I think I got it. Just give me a second. Here we go. Quarterback depth chart.
There it is.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Good luck.
Oh, great. What's next? Mac Jones versus Daniel Jones?
Oh, be Jones in to watch that. I hate myself so much for saying that. Let me just go curl up in the corner and wither away. That joke was just bad. I could have came up with something so much better. Story of my life. But back to the games. Obviously, Green Bay coming out swinging against Detroit. Of course, Detroit now without Ben Johnson, who's part of the Bears, and new coordinators on the team as well. And it just seemed like Detroit had no soul. It just seemed like they had no soul. And Green Bay came at him hard, came at him quick. Jordan Love with that cannon of an arm, the offensive weapons he's got, and now on the defense, the addition of Micah Parsons. I mean, this team is looking pretty deadly right at this point, facing the former NFC champions.
You look at
And
the
I don't
way
know if the
Green Bay
line-
played.
Yeah.
They played a phenomenal game, and they played this way already. Holy shit, is that a scary sight for the league? Because the Detroit Lions, on paper, have a good team. But man, do they got a lot of areas they got to fix, because if they're going to make any significant pushes to go far, they're going to have to fix that that defensive problem. They're going to have to get their offense back into gear. because again, a lot of these guys did not take a lot of snaps during the preseason, so you're rusty out there, and like just Detroit. I mean, on paper they have a solid team. I mean, St. Brown, and obviously they just signed Jameson Williams to a 3-year deal, and they got the two-headed monster running back of Montgomery and Gibbs. I mean, just great running backs, and Sam Laporte at tight end. I mean, and obviously can't forget about Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff is a solid quarterback himself, but if I'm Detroit, man, you got a lot of problems to fix already.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that, man. And then we have the Rams beating the Texans 14-9. I mean, that was a game of whatever,
I mean, Matthew Stafford for the first couple of quarters did not look good, and then he got it going.
Well, to be fair with Matt has been unfortunately sitting out with a back injury. And the first time he really got out to practice was just this past week.
Yeah.
So for him, he's a little bit rusty himself, having to deal with that back issue, and he's had to sit on the sidelines and do light work and light practice. He was able to go back to full padded, full contact to be able to get back with the team. I mean, he still was 21 and 29 for 245. So he did pretty well. CJ Stroud, I mean, he tried his best, but obviously no Joe Mixon. They're missing a good amount of players right now who should be up there, and that's going to be one of the struggles they're going to have to get past if they're going to get back to the prominence that they had.
Yeah, because the Texans for the last couple of years have been the owners and the kings of the AFC South, and they can't keep playing like this if they're going to have a shot to win the division again.
Exactly. And then we go to the Sunday night game, which was the best game of the freaking week. An unbelievable shootout battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night. 41-40, Buffalo is able to squeak it out at home.
You talk about a game of runs. This was it. This was literally a basketball style played game, but it was the NFL, obviously. It was football. I mean, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens were playing so good for 3/4 of this game, especially the King Derrick Henry. I mean, he almost just the guy was a wrecking ball, just rumbling down the field, just getting chunks of yardages and just doing whatever he wanted to and just playing great and had over 160 yards rushing and Lamar Jackson looking good. And Josh Allen, was putting up his numbers, but still Baltimore was making more plays because they were stopping Buffalo's offense. But then in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter, I mean, theoretically, when you see a score of up 15 points, that generally means the game is pretty much on ice. But what left the door open for Buffalo was their rookie kicker, who, by the way, did look pretty good. He kicked a 52-yarder, he kicked a 49-yarder. He played really well, except he missed the one extra point that kept Buffalo in the game. And when he missed that extra point, I'm like, okay, this game could change on a dime if a couple of things happen, and those things happened. Buffalo finally got another touchdown, and they also forced a rare Derrick Henry fumble. This was shocking, and being a fan of the Tennessee area, your second home away from home, that Derrick Henry, when he was in Nashville with the Tennessee Titans, he rarely fumbled. And since his days now with Baltimore, he's rarely fumbled. But that fumble was a costly one. And they got Buffalo back in the game. And the one thing with this game, and I want to get your opinion on this, because what really drove me crazy with Baltimore's game plan in that second half is there was a couple of plays that they ran. And one of the plays was a jet sweep play with Zay Flowers. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you have Derrick Henry. Just run him, pound the rock. Don't do these jet sweeps, these cute, these very cute plays. Just go out there and run your playbook. And that right there, I think, screwed them up. And just trying to get cute and play, the game differently instead of playing smash mouth football. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Buffalo got back in the game is because not only did the rare Derrick Henry fumble, but the second series that Baltimore had following Buffalo's touchdown with the Josh Allen sneak, afterwards, Baltimore couldn't even get a first down to secure the game. Because with one more first down, the game's over. But nope, they couldn't get a first down, and Buffalo did what they did. And you watched this game, the whole game too. We were all watching this. We were going, holy shit, like this is insane. So what were your thoughts on the game? Because Buffalo went on an incredible run to win this game.
Yeah, my thoughts on it are this. It's kind of like a wrestling match. You got one guy, you start off with a good back and forth. Then, in this case, since it's Buffalo's home, the heel takes over. It works the match throughout most of the match. Then the baby face makes the ultimate comeback and wins. This is exactly what it was if we're comparing it in pro wrestling terms. This was the baby face making the comeback and winning against the heel. And so for me, this was a great football match, great football game. Just back and forth. It looked like at first that Lamar and the gang had it well put away. But man,
even during the first half, it was still a close first half. But that third quarter,
but Lamar and company were just razor sharp, red hot, and I didn't know. But for me, one of the biggest things, though, like you said, was that getting too cutesy on that play with Zay Flowers when they should have just used Derrick Henry to pound through and get those chunks of yardage instead of trying to be cutesy and do that sweep play. I feel like they made some critical mistakes down the center down towards the end of the game that cost them. But credit to Buffalo for playing as hard as they did. It was hard physical football. It looked great watching it. And congrats to Buffalo on a big, huge win. Ravens came close, but it is what it is. First game of the season.
Something I would have done?
But
I would have, honestly, ran the ball on first, second, and third down, because if you get the first down, or if you get a good run with Derrick Henry, stay in bounds and run out the clock. Exactly. But if I'm not mistaken, Zay Flowers was tackled out of bounds.
Yep.
They're stopping the clock. If you pound the ball with Derrick Henry on the inside
make Buffalo use their timeouts.
Run it again, and then run it again. And then that way, if you don't get the first down, Buffalo doesn't have a full minute and change to try to kick the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
And also, if you're Baltimore, you got to cover these receivers, because Josh Allen is not just any regular quarterback. Josh Allen is like a quarterback that's made from the lab. I mean, this guy is like a superhero. Like, this guy is just a different specimen on that field. And he was making some freakish throws. Like, it was insane.
He's a different specimen outside the field. I mean, look, he bagged Haley Steinfeld. So
yes, he did. Josh Allen. I thought that overall he had a great game. Lamar Jackson, overall, he had a good game. But man, if this is what is to come in the playoffs, sign me up. I am all here for it. I mean, and Matt Prater, shout outs to that guy. Matt Prater.
Yep.
He was incredible. I mean, now he's 24-25 with go-ahead game-winning field goals.
And not only that, Matt Prater is I'm sure going to be a Hall of Famer. The man is a veteran of this game. He's been around for a good long while. And
19 years.
Yeah, 19 years in this league. And this man has done some great shit for every team that he's played for. And with Buffalo, it's going to be no different. And by the way, they officially signed Matt Prater today to the Buffalo Bills.
And that's also a good thing because if you needed, now I have never witnessed this, but hear me out. How cool would this be if Buffalo uses both of their kickers in situations? Because never have we ever really seen that. Because Tyler Bass, I know, can make kicks, but having Matt Prater there, he has been known to be money in big game situations. So if I'm Buffalo, I'm going to rely, especially as the season progresses. And good for Buffalo that they got this win on their home field at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, because if it comes down to them having a home game, but a chance to go to the Super Bowl or go to the championship game again, Matt Prater is your guy to kick clutch field goals. He is money. A game that will be regarded as one of the classics of the season already. And that is saying something. And it's week 1. Already.
Yeah.
Already. A shootout for the ages, a game for the ages. Incredible game by both teams. Unfortunately, somebody had to lose. No teams can win, the game at the same time. There's got to be a winner and a loser. And congrats to Buffalo for winning the game. Congrats to Baltimore for putting up a great performance. But unfortunately, they made some critical mistakes. And Buffalo, when they were given the opportunities, they pounced and they made every single possession count.
Yeah.
Now, I know for you, you got some thoughts on last night's game.
I do. And yes, the Bears lost 27-24 to Minnesota. Look, it was a tale of two halves. Bears came out. They played pretty well. Caleb had a rushing touchdown. Looked pretty decent out there. But Minnesota, when they caught fire and got that touchdown from Justin Jefferson, that's all it took. And to me, I will congratulate the Vikings because it showed that even with J.J. McCarthy, JJ showed a lot of growth. He showed a lot of maturity in the face of adversity. I'll give him a lot of credit.
56 yards in the first half.
56 yards in the first half. And the man did awesome in the second half. I will give him credit. I'm not a Vikings fan at all. I will always be rocking the blue and orange forever. But I will give him credit. He redeemed himself big time. 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception, that being a pick 6. Which that was a great play, by the way, by the defense on that. And I will say that. I will give credit to 2 things. Caleb for keeping his poise as much as he did, and Caleb and the defense. The defense was missing 3 of their starters, including Jalen Johnson, last night. And they've stepped up in that first half, big time. I think for me, part of it is they just didn't execute the plays properly. I think they got tired because of the lack of time to rest, because Caleb and Ben Johnson couldn't keep the offense on the field. And even Ben Johnson said a bit of that is on me. A bit of that was on me, including challenging the call, which lost them a timeout. I will give Ben Johnson a lot of credit for being a great leader. He took some of that loss on himself because of calls that he shouldn't have made and this and that. We got to understand, this is an entirely new offense. This is an entirely new offensive line. Ben Johnson has never been a head coach. And Caleb Williams has got a whole new system and whole new players built around him. He's got new targets. He's got new protectors. All this stuff is going to take time to build, just like with any team who's restructured. And I think that the Bears are going to make noise this year, and I think they're still going to have a very decent record. This was just a step in the road, and the Vikings came in and kicked us in the teeth. But I think we'll be okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has arrived.
The return of the great, one and only the host of Smoke in the Bay, which, by the way, you can catch on social media at Smoke NTHAPAY, Mr. Hijacker Mike. Sir, welcome back to the show. Glad to have you on for the first time this season.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? It's been a while. I'm sorry I missed you last week because I was at Ramundi Park for the Oakland Ballers, but the internet connection was horrible because there was several thousand people out there jamming it up, trying to stop me from getting on the show.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. Well, that's what happens. They knew you were going to put a bunch of safeties in the store, so they decided to fuck up your system so you weren't able.
It's all good. We are off today. We start the playoffs on Thursday, so it will be an exciting electrical afternoon or evening, I should say, Thursday as they start the playoffs, as they actually broke a Pioneer Baseball League record this year, going 73-23. So that's pretty exciting in their second year of existence.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad for that, man. That's amazing stuff. And we're going to be cheering them on, man. We know that, especially for you, brother.
Oh, definitely. So what's going on with you guys, man?
Hey, man, we just been going over the games. For the week, giving our kind of thoughts on that. We talked obviously about the San Francisco stuff with the injuries and the Jake Moody situation, him being waived today. Now it was officially announced that Eddie Pinheiro is now the new kicker for the Niners going forward. So,
is that the guy they just signed?
That
kicked the field goal?
Yep, he's an ex-Bear and an ex-Carolina Panther.
What is he, like 41, I think they said?
Yeah.
Or no, I'm thinking of someone else.
He's you might be thinking of Matt Prater.
Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of Matt Prater. That's who you're thinking of.
Gotcha. Okay. Different guy.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Matt Prater's been in the league for 19 years. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on. We're glad. Why don't we go ahead and
Okay, perfect. It's like Moody because he was their guy at first, but when things happen, it's the next one up.
Absolutely, man. And dude, the Raiders were able to pull off a win this week, and I can't say a lot of bad things about the Raiders. They look decent.
Yeah, give them time. Give them time. It's okay.
Hey, don't worry. They'll get some
Oakland strong, baby. I love it.
Oakland strong, baby. Yep, absolutely. Let's go ahead and get into the pick segment. Right now.
Oh, real quick, I do want to rattle off these numbers from last week, and I know you're going to be covering Kevin's or Joey's scores, and I got Kevin's scores. Yep. And as a matter of fact, here is the numbers courtesy of our boy Joey from last week's Week 1 prediction battles. Yours truly finished first at 11-5. Joey and you, Hijacker, tied at second with 9-7. Kevin in third spot, finishing with the typical giant, or I would say with the typical, I would say probably Browns, Jags, Cowboys, whatever team you want to call it, Panthers, whatever. Typical record, 7-9, and unfortunately is the last in line at 6-10. And yes, I threw a Dia reference in there.
Yeah, I know. I finished the same record as the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I thought I was the worst this week at 9-7 because I saw my list, man, and I was 0-5 on my first 5 games on my list. And I'm like, great, this is going to be a wonderful start. I'm not in last place.
And then he recovered.
I recovered, yeah.
Dude, I looked at each game, and as it did, I got more and more depressed.
I mean, don't worry, guys. We're gonna have one of those weeks where we absolutely totally shit the bed where we really suck.
Yeah,
might be this week coming up. We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see. That's why they played the games.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game, and it's on September 11th. It will be the Washington Commanders heading to Lambeau to take on the Packers.
And I'm going to start off with Kevin's score. He's got the Packers over the Commandos, 30-27.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington on the road with this one. Close game, 24-21.
Wow, going against the grain already. I love it.
If I'm a sink, I'm going to do it fast and quick.
I have 27-24 Commanders over Green Bay because I still hate the Packers and they fucking suck.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead.
And Joey has the Packers over the Commanders 24-20, and he put, I would love to see my boys win, and I'm hoping they do win, but with this pick segment, I'm choosing a safe pick since it's in Lambeau.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to go with the Packers as well in a similar score. Give me Green Bay 27-23.
Similar, all are fairly close games.
Yep.
Or picks, I should say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the first 1 o'clock Eastern game is going to be the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Is this a joke?
I wish it was.
This score for Kevin's on a joke. He's got the Ravens over the Browns 34-11. What the hell is that? A safety in there?
Oh my God.
Damn, that's crazy because I have Baltimore 35-12.
Yes. I love this already. Kevin has, or Joey has got this. Ravens 23, Browns 10. Maybe they both need massages after this one.
Yeah, they're going to need one after the score I give. Give me Baltimore to bludgeon these buffoons 35-6.
Touchdown, no extra point, or 2 field goals?
2 field goals.
Give me the Ravens.
No safeties for you.
Give me the Ravens in this one, 35-10. And by the way, also when it comes down to it, the problem is they're going to try to give themselves the 4-hand special, but the only problem is each player's only got 2 hands.
Giggity.
It's a rub and tug. What are you going to do? And our show just got canceled.
Deshaun Watson, hello? Justin Tucker. Oh, wait, Justin Tucker doesn't play anymore.
Oh, damn it. Our YouTube feed just got connected. Violation against the rules of policy. Damn it.
On the live feed.
Next.
Next game. The Jags heading to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. And I'll start off with this one with Joey's pick. He has the Mighty Joe's Bungles beating the Spotted Dot Cats 27-19.
Oh my God, Kevin's name is great. He's got the Bengals 32 over the Polka Dot Cats 20. Give me Cincinnati, and this is, I don't know what Kevin is talking about, but this is being too generous, dude. You're giving these pussycats 20 points? Come on. Give me Cincinnati to roll over Carolina. Give me Cincinnati. The final score of 34-10.
Give me Cincinnati in this one. 26-13.
Yeah, I got Cincinnati 24-13.
Okay. Next game, New York Football Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Oh boy.
Kevin's got the Cow Babies over the Giants 26-22.
Joey's got Jerry Jones 1-star rated Super Suckers 23. Russ and the Blue Smurfettes 7. Lord have mercy. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I work with fucking children. To quote CM Punk.
Give me a box of Mindy's donuts.
Where is that baker when we need it? Anyways, give me the Cowboys over the Giants. You can't mess this up. Give me the Cowboys to beat the Giants 28-13.
This is going to be a low score. Give me 17-13 Cowboys.
Oh, you are so generous. Wow.
No, not being generous. I'm just saying Dak's going to suck this week.
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys 21-9, and Parsons is going to have. Oh, wait, no, he's not there anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah, 21-9 Dallas. They'll win this one. They better handle the Giants. 3 field goals to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree. This one should be interesting. This is another divisional game. NFC North Showdown. The Chicago Bears taking on the Lions in Detroit.
I think Detroit's going to rebound this week, win this one by the hair in their nose, 17-16.
Kevin's following suit. He's got the Lions over the Cubs, 35-24.
Give me the Bears in this one.
Wow.
There you go. Stick with your team, Ezra. Stick with your team.
21-20.
Ooh, I love it.
Everybody has these 1-point games.
Oh, yeah.
Give me Detroit in a close one, because it is a divisional game. Give me Detroit winning at the gun on a game-winning field goal, 24-21.
Joey has Lions beating the Bears 26-17. All right, next game is the New England Patriots going to Miami to take on the Fins.
Kevin's got the Patriots over the Dolphins 20-15.
Joey has got Belichick's disciple 25 over Tua, Mr. Turn the Ball over 10.
Oh my God, this is great.
I got Miami 13-6. New England's so torn and distraught from their loss last week. They're not going to win again this week, or they're not even going to hit the win record this week.
You know
Give
what?
me-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, give me Detroit, or no, give me New England in this one. Score? Give me that one as I'm gonna go with 21. I'm gonna go with 21-14.
I don't feel good about it, but give me Miami. Give me Miami in a close one. Give me Miami 20-17.
All right, next game is the Niners versus the Aints.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Even though I have Santa Clara 17-10, but we don't know if Brock's starting. Kittle is not done for the season, but won't be back for a few weeks. So it's going to be a tough one, but I still have Santa Clara pulling this one out 17-10.
I love this. Kevin says 49ers 23-10, but in parentheses, he's got Mike Jones, or McDonald's. Doesn't matter. Niners win. And with that being said, give me Santa Clara to be politically correct.
That's the proper way to say it, Stephen.
Give me the Santa Clara 49ers. Give me Santa Clara 24-10.
Give me the Niners in this one. Give me the Niners in this one 28-13. And then Joey, his is the injury bugs 24. Bayou's sorriest excuse for a pro team 7. Very good, sir. Very good, Joey.
And this team was not born on the Bayou. Just saying.
No. Oh, on the Bayou. But next game is the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jets.
Kevin's got the Bills, real quick. Kevin's got the Bills 34-27.
Yeah. Doesn't a quarterback play for Pittsburgh that played for them last year is looking better in one game in Pittsburgh than he did the whole season in New York last year? Or was it the year before last because he got hurt last year? I can't remember.
He got hurt last year. If it's
No,
in the,
he got hurt the year, not last year, but the year before.
Okay, but he looked better in one game than he did all season last year.
yeah.
Yeah. Give me Buffalo 31 in a blowout to 13.
Whoa!
Joey's got a very similar score to you, man. 31-17, the cardiac Bills over the Jets.
Dude, with what they did this weekend against Baltimore, dude, was phenomenal, man. That's already probably being put in as game of the year.
Yeah, it's in my game of the year already. Not even no close.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, give me Buffalo to pull it out. Give me Buffalo 27-17.
Give me Buffalo 30, 34. Yeah, 34-10.
All safeties, right? Each side?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, technically it is a safety pick, if we're being honest.
That was a horrible joke. Just go away.
Yeah, I'll sit in the corner.
If you can find it. Let's move on. Let's move on. The Seattle Seahawks.
Nah.
They have the unfortunate task of taking on the Steelers.
Yeah, and Kevin, he's got the Steelers over the Seacocks 20-18.
And now we've just been canceled again.
And, yeah, okay. Well, I'll take Pittsburgh 28-23 over Seattle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joey's got the Sea Chicken Hawks 27 over Mr. Please Already Retire Rogers 24.
What? Okay.
Joey must be freaking on the job to make up these picks.
Yeah, really. Give me, because I don't know what in the Sam Darnold he's been watching, but Sam Darnold is not the guy. Yeah, give me Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh 28-14.
Are we sure he's looking at the 2025 schedule?
Yeah, I think he's probably looking at the 29. Yeah.
I was thinking he's looking at the 2005 schedule.
Yeah, let's hope he's watching the right thing and not the wrong pay-per-view.
Yeah, look, WWE is no longer on Peacock, right?
Oh, guys, I went to Peacock and I couldn't find the PLEs anymore. Want. They're on ESPN.
Or if you have a VPN.
Yeah, there's that.
I digress, though. Give me the Steelers over the Seahawks. Kind of similar to your score, Steven. 28-17. Next game, Rams. Yep. Actually, no. Yeah, next game, Rams going to Nashville to take on the Titans.
Kevin's got the Rams over the Titans 21-9.
Give me the Rams in this one. Give me the Rams in this one. Give me the Rams in this one. You know what? Rush score 21-12.
Hey, love it.
Yeah. Let's see where we at. Yeah, give me Rams 27-17.
Yeah, give me the Rams. Give me the Rams 20. Let's see. Give me the Rams 24-13.
Joey's got the Rams 19, and that pro team in Nashville 9.
Nah.
All right, next game is Steven's favorite team, the Carolina Panthers,
Bullshit.
taking on the Call of Duty loving Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, isn't my former center fielder still quarterback for them?
Kyler Murray. Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He is a QB that plays COD.
31-14, Arizona.
Give me the Carolina. No, of course not. Fuck that. Give me Arizona in this. Give me Arizona in this one, 30-6.
Kevin's got the Cardinals over the Kittens, 12-10.
Very,
Go ahead.
very similar names. Cardinals 27, Black Kittens 13 for Joey.
Wow. Anyways, give me Arizona. Give me Arizona 31-10.
And by the way, Carolina and Arizona was the first 405 start.
Okay.
Next is Denver heading to Indy to take on the Colts.
This one is going to be fun.
Ooh.
This one is going to be fun. Denver 31, Indianapolis 28.
Where's the game?
Indianapolis.
You know what? Fuck it. Give me the Colts in a close one. I'm going upset. Give me the Colts in a close one. 30-27 on a game-winning field goal.
Give me this one. Give me the Colts in this one. 27-23.
And Kevin has got the Broncos 24. Wow, 24-23. Good
Joey's
score.
got the Broncos 23-13. All right. Next game. Only 3:25 start, and truly one of America's games of the week, and that is Philadelphia and Kansas City, the Super Bowl rematch.
Holy shit! Look at this score.
Kevin's hold on. It's going to be at Arrowhead, just to let you know.
Well, that doesn't matter to Kevin, because according to Kevin's prediction, he's got the Eagles in a blowout, 31-7.
What? I don't know about that. Go ahead. Joey's got the Chiefs beating the Eagles 27-26.
That's a lot more respective.
I have Philly 24-21.
I have Philly as well, 27-21.
I have Philly in this one. I got Philly in this one. I'm going to give this one 30-28.
But Kevin going outright and picking a blowout. Like, that is... Wow.
And then Sunday night football, ladies and gents. It is the Atlanta Falcons going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
Kevin, I'm going to start with this one. Kevin's got the Falcons over the Vikings 20-18.
Kevin and Joey's got the as he says, the Dark Birds over the Vikings 28-24.
Funny enough, same score, opposite teams. Give me Minnesota 28-24.
Yeah, give me Minnesota in this one too. After the comeback from JJ McCarthy and company in Chicago.
And plus it's in Minnesota.
It's in their home turf, but also I think the comeback too. And I think JJ showed a lot of maturity and a lot of growth in a short amount of time. Give me the Vikings in this one. Give me the Vikings in this one. 24-21.
Yeah, I'll take Minnesota at home, 27-23. After that nice little comeback last night versus Chicago, it was pretty interesting on the road.
Absolutely. And then we got 2 Monday night games this week.
We can cancel the last one.
Yeah, we can, but we still got to talk about it and give scores, though. Otherwise, the show just falls apart.
That's just the Oakland talking to me.
Yeah, I know. It'd be the same thing if Green Bay was on that game. I'd be fucking ripping them to shreds. I'd be tearing them. I'd be tearing them apart worse than a Vince McMahon written script before Raw. So, the first game is going to be at 7 Eastern on ESPN and other networks as well. and it is going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Houston to take on the Texans. I'll
Yeah.
I'll
Go ahead.
start this they after the struggle they had with obviously missing Joe Mixon, missing so many players on their team already. I gotta go Tampa Bay 28-20.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa as well. I don't feel good about Houston because CJ Stroud's got a lot of problems right now with his offensive line already not protecting him, and he's missing some throws. And I just don't trust the Houston defense against this Tampa offense. Give me Tampa, still in a close one. Give me Tampa 27-22. Kevin is going with the Texans 20-15.
Yeah, I think the Astros lent the Texans the trash cans, so I think Houston's got this one 16-10.
Yeah, and Joey has the Mayfield's Ahoy crew 30, Texans 14. And then of course the last game. Chargers versus the Raiders in Vegas. But it should be in Oakland.
Kevin's got the Chargers in a blowout 37-16.
30, okay. Joey has Harbaugh's Boys 28, Bowers Towers 13. 23.
28-23. That's great. And the names are even better. Yeah, give me LA in this one. Give me the Chargers 27 to 23.
Yeah, I got the Chargers 28-20 on this one.
Yeah, give me Chargers in this one. Yeah, give me Chargers in this one 28-24. And that concludes the pick segment.
Well, you know what I like. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Ezra. I like this
go ahead, man.
I like this dual Monday night thing. I wish they would do it more throughout the season. I do enjoy an early game, maybe 4:00 or 3:30 or whatever East Coast, and then give us a second game a little later.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. 100%, dude. It's something that they should really work on as like you said, on a more prominent basis. I don't think it should be obviously permanent. Obviously, Monday night games, especially Sunday nights, should be preserved for some of the bigger matchups when possible. But I love every once in a while that we get a double shot on a Monday for football, and it's a great thing for us fans.
Yeah, if they did it maybe like once a month, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it is cool that they are doing it a couple of times during some of the weeks during the season.
Yeah, that'll work because it's actually interesting to have two games fight against Monday Night Raw, even though Raw is no longer on national television.
Yeah, it is. And now that the pick segment's over, Hijacker, I want to get your thoughts on a couple things. I don't know, how much time do you have? Do you got to go back to work?
I got about 10, 12 minutes.
Okay, man, cool. You can hang with us for a little bit. One thing I mentioned earlier, the news that broke earlier this week, that the UFC officially announced the White House event. It's going to take place in June of 2026. It's going to take place on the South Lawn of the White House, with the way it's possibly taking place on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and possibility of entrances coming in from the Oval Office, possibly as well. Very interesting. I want to see how this all. They, of course, have not announced a card since it's 10 months early. Yeah, but I imagine there's going to be some super fights, some big card championship bouts that are going to be for this massive card, only a few days probably before the country's 250th birthday.
Yeah, and I'm assuming since we've seen a certain somebody in office at UFC fights in the past, I'm sure he'll have a front row seat right in the middle of the octagon.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think this event's gonna be cool. It's gonna be different. Obviously, it's gonna be outside in the elements. I wonder how that's going to work out. If they're going to have some sort of awning like WWE does for the ring. I don't
Because
know how. I don't know how
what
it's
month
going to
is
work.
this scheduled?
It doesn't have an exact date yet. It was originally supposed to
Okay.
be scheduled for July 4th, Independence Day, but
Ah,
due to logistical reasons, they had to move it to late June of 2026.
okay. So they're doing it in the summertime when the weather's fairly well out there.
Yes.
Okay. Why not do it in the middle of December when it's freaking 4 degrees below?
Look, we're trying to have people fight each other, not die of hypothermia.
Well, they'll keep warm. They're fighting.
You might as well just put them in a. You might as well just send them to Antarctica like Metallica.
Why not?
Freeze them all. But
Speaking of, how do you not play Trapped Under Ice in Antarctica? Come on, like
I'm still
seriously,
mad. I'm still mad about that.
like come on.
But yeah, man. Obviously there's been a lot going on in the sports world. Anything you really want to talk about? Because obviously we've had obviously a lot of the NFL injury stuff. We had a lot
Yeah.
of different. We had a few NBA news notes. Obviously, we had the Hall of Fame with guys like Dwight and Carmelo and Billy Donovan getting in the Hall of Fame finally. So I don't know. Is there anything you really want to speak on?
Um, I haven't really been focused on much lately, other than the ball games I go to between the A's, single A, Stockton Ports, and the Oakland Ballers and whatnot. And the Ports didn't do all that well because good old Fisher doesn't put money into his ball clubs.
Of course.
And then two, like I said, the Ballers, they're 73-23, the best modern day era record for the PBL, Pioneer Baseball League, which has been exciting because I have gone to pretty much every 6 games at home. I've been to 3. I bought a season ticket and I split them between me and the wife, and we've gone to 3 out of 6 home games every time, and then we've traveled with them on the road and sat with them in 102-degree heat up in Yuba City, just about 40 minutes past Sacramento, and that wasn't fun. Even though it was a night game, it's 102, so other than that, I gotta get back on it, man. I've been in the middle of some elections with work, so my sports watching has been dwindled a little bit. Even wrestling has been dwindled. I haven't been able to watch it like I have because of work and long hours and elections and stuff. So I got to get back into it. And once we get through the special election in November and December, I'm hoping I can get into things and stay on focus and keep up with you guys, which I should be able to on most Tuesdays. But yeah, I have to play catch up for the last couple of months. Other than the baseball games I've been going to, I have to play catch up and see what's going on in the sports, other than what pops up, on the sports ticker at work, headlines and things of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say though, next week is going to be NXT's homecoming event, where a lot of the former NXT talent will be returning for the show. And he just announced a tag team match. It is going to be DIY taking on the reuniting Trick Mello gang. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
So Carmelo went back to NXT, huh?
Just for that night. It's
that's for that night. Okay.
Because he's still in a tag team with Miz.
That's what I thought. Last time I seen them, they were tagging together, arguing outside, and then they won.
Yeah, Mello don't Miz. Yeah, they're still tagging. But yeah, man, I just saw that tonight on NXT. But man, there's also, I got to say, outside of what's going to happen this weekend with Alvarez and Crawford, really Box has been off my radar because of the crazy shit with Jake Paul, and now the announcement of a Mike Tyson Floyd Money Mayweather exhibition match.
So anything to make money and garner the public's eye of both sides, because there's a big following for both fighters, and it's like it's going to have that Roy Jones Tyson feel to it. Roy Jones was always a light heavyweight. Tyson was the big powerhouse heavyweight. Floyd is what? What is Floyd? Feather?
Yeah.
No, and it's like, well, it is what it is, and I'm sure they're going to probably have Floyd go over for this one because they don't want to blemish that record.
Yeah,
but it's just to get asses in the seats and pay-per-view buys up.
But who do you got this weekend between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez?
I'm a Crawford fan. I've always been a Crawford fan. I think he'll be able to use his speed and outwit Canelo, but Canelo is a little bit of a harder hitter than Crawford is. Crawford has the speed, Canelo has the power in this fight, but I think, speed can outdo power if done correctly. And Crawford usually has a good eye and can miss punches and whatnot. But this is going to be a hell of a fight, and I'll be in the middle of that one if I can.
Yeah, it's going to be on Netflix this weekend on the 13th. So
That's a charge, or is it with your subscription?
I don't have a clue. I would have to look that up.
I don't think there's charge. It's just you just pop it on.
As long as you have a subscription, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Then I will be watching that somewhere if I'm in the middle of a baseball game, because the Ballers have a round or a playoff game, if necessary, game 3. I'll either be watching that if I have connection from the ball game, or I'll be at home watching it if my Ballers can wrap it up in the first 2 games.
Yeah, because I know it's been plastered all over WWE TV. It's been plastered all over everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
and that, I'm sorry, but that's weird. WWE's in a new era where they're starting to show more stuff out there, where in the past you would never have seen stuff like this.
Yeah, Triple H even said in an interview today on Pat McAfee's show, he was talking about the internet fans who were bitching about WWE Unreal and pulling back the curtain. He said people were complaining about us pulling back the curtain when there's internet sites fucking talking about backstage shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's the pot calling the kettle black in a sense.
Yeah. And to me, wrestling, since watching it since a 5-year-old in 1982, it doesn't bother me. I watch more wrestling than I do UFC. UFC catches my attention when there's big names out there, like Brock Lesnar, Kimbo Slice, homeboy that came to the WWE back in the 90s, Ken Shamrock. Names like that got my attention. If I didn't know who you were, but then I seen you or heard about you, then it's like, oh, okay, I got to go peek at this guy and see what's going on. But with wrestling being so-called predetermined and the curtain pulled back, it doesn't bother me because I'm still entertained. I still like the action. I still like the vignettes, the skits, and the segments. But my main thing is like everybody says, the first 10, 20 minutes of Raw and the last 20 minutes of Raw is what people love. Even SmackDown, it's always going to be exciting at the beginning of the show and the end of the show. So,
especially with this past Friday with AJ Lee making that return.
Yeah.
I mean, and the first hour of SmackDown with John Cena coming out in Chicago, and then Sami Zayn coming out there in front of a loud, raucous Chicago crowd. And that Chicago crowd was not having it because he interrupted him. And he turned that crowd around, and they had a great match. And then Brock Lesnar coming out there, screwing up the match, and attacking Cena and saying, "I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, you bitch." And I'm like, all right, okay, that sets it up. But shout outs to Sami Zayn. John Cena put him over big time.
He did. They had a great match. It was exciting. The crowd was in it the whole time. And even like Dave LaGreca said, they took up Cena took up the first hour of the show, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And if you're John Cena, you can do whatever the hell you want. And
how many more appearances do we have now? 10, I think.
Less than that.
9? Less than that. Yeah, and we got 4 months left to go.
Yeah, we got 7 appearances left, including this Monday on Raw.
So that means 2 times a month here until it's over, pretty much.
Yeah, because he's got the new dates in Boston at the TD Garden and Madison Square Garden, New York City. He's got Raw, a couple episodes of Raw. He's got Survivor Series at I believe it's the home of the Padres.
Yep, San Diego. Yep.
San Diego. And then he's got the 2 Saturday night's main events, or 2 events that month in December, including the Saturday night's main event where he'll have his retirement match.
So he, in his last appearances, he doesn't have one to show up at Steven's house to show him the 5 moves of doom.
He'll try to do the "you can't see me," and Steve will be like, I really can. And John will be like, "Oh, here's the title belt. Sorry about that.
Here's the consolation prize."
For insulting you and not knowing you actually have an issue, we present you with this $350 title belt. That's not even has real leather on it. But anyways, real quick too. Also, this was announced 40 minutes ago. Apparently, I didn't catch this. The Packers have rewarded Christian Watson with a 1-year, $13.25 million contract.
Good for
Damn.
him.
Ah, that's nice.
Yep, as
And-
he's currently recovering from the torn ACL he suffered last year.
Okay.
And real quick to piggyback on SmackDown, man, that ending segment with Punk, Rollins, Becky, and then AJ coming out, holy shit, was that incredible. Like, everybody played their parts to an excellent T. It was great.
Yep. Well, guys, I got to get ready to roll.
All right, my man.
Great having
Right.
you on, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you guys for having me, and looking forward to catching up with you guys every Tuesday from here on out for the NFL season for our picks and a little bit of smack talk of wrestling and whatever else is going on.
Yep.
But appreciate you guys. Everybody knows where to find me. Personally, Mr. Mac or Hijacker Mike on Instagram and Twitter. If you like cigars, smoke in the bay. All over the board.
And that channel's doing great, I hear, too.
Yeah, man. I just hit 1,300 followers a couple weeks ago,
That is great.
and
Awesome.
with all of my channels, I have over 4,000 followers on all platforms total.
It's good.
It's not bad for a little over 2 years in the game.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have a good
Take care,
one.
man. Yep.
And I'll catch up with you guys next week. I ain't got my hair, but I'm going to brush it.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Later.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
And that was the great Hijacker Mike, man. Follow him once again, Smoke NTHABAY, Smoke in the Bay for your cigar needs. If you love cigars and you love cigar in different flavors, different styles, Hijacker Mike has the hookup for you on the different ones. He features a different one every single week. Gives you an idea of the flavor profile, the wrapping, everything. So you want to know things about cigars, go to Smoke in the Bay for more information. And of course, he's also the former host of Nation Night Fights, which if he gets back into boxing one day, maybe we'll bring it back. But right now, I think it's time to wrap the show a little bit early because I think we dug into pretty much everything at this point. I'm running out.
Yeah, we did. It was a great show.
So yeah, I agree, brother. It was an awesome show tonight. You want to give our final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yep, great show with you. Great job by Hijacker coming on. Thanks to Joey and thanks to Kevin. And yes, Kevin, I see your comment down there. Panthers! ! Okay, I see that. Thanks to Kevin for being in the chat. Thanks to everybody that tunes in on demand and that watch this live. Thank you very much. Great job by everybody here tonight. And thanks to Joey and to Kevin for sending in their scores. And we will see how this week, because man, if week one is already any indication, sometimes you got to go against the grain, as Scott Brooks once said, and we are doing that once again this week, and it's going to be a very interesting outcome of a week to see how we all do, and the numbers will constantly shift, and we'll see what happens, and great job by all. You can follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on most Tuesday nights at YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show, 7 o'clock on the East, 6 o'clock Central, and 4 o'clock on the West Coast. You can also follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube, where the guys and the gal are live on most Saturday nights. YouTube.com/Nation's Corner, again at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock on the Central Time, and 4 o'clock on the West Coast. And if you are a fan of wrestling like we are, tune into the Nation's Corner. And thank you to everybody tuning in tonight. Great recapping week one of the NFL. And y'all will be back next week, but I will be at Dream Theater in Charlotte. So I will be sending in my scores for week two as well. So I will send you guys my scores next week for that. And I hope you guys have a great show. And again, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. And for those that tune in on demand, thank you very much as well. And with that being said, Ezra, wrap us up as you know how to do well, my friend.
All right, will do. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody who was a part of this show tonight. Of course, Hijacker Mike. Thank you to Joey and Steve for sending in their picks. Appreciate it, man. For Joey and Kevin, I'm sorry. Thank you to everybody for that. It was a great show tonight. Don't forget to follow our individual social medias. Don't forget to follow Tuesday Cosplay, Nation's Corner, and of course this channel. So for everybody out there in the Sports Nation world, for Kevin Rory, for Joey Thornton, Hijacker Mike, Randy Gyron, Stephen Wyand, everybody in the Sports Show Nation, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you right here next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Same time, same YouTube channel next week. Peace out.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Thanks for watching this week's feature presentation of our Nation Sports Show.